Hello and welcome back to our Lifehack series with a focus on optimization. Today we will talk about the workflow and in particular about a screening project. From the introduction you may remember the complete workflow of a surrogate-based optimization with a database generation, as it is shown here. Now a screening project is the base of all that and much simpler. A couple of things are removed. The database generation, the optimization itself, and what is left is basically the parameterization of the geometry, the meshing of the case, the simulation, and the post-processing. And if you repeat these steps and modify some of the parameters, you can do some kind of a manual optimization. And why we do that? Well, before starting an optimization, this is basically the very first step you need to do. And if you set up everything correct, and if the screening runs well, in most cases the optimization will run as well. Another thing is that you start with the parameterization of the model, but your cut geometry may be different. And with the parameterization, you reduce the number of parameters from the complete CAD geometry to, let's say, 15, 20, maybe 30 parameters, which model the geometry. And then usually it happens that you have a slight difference in the original cut geometry and in the parameterized geometry you are simulating during the optimization. And these results you should compare in the very beginning to check if your parameterization is accurate enough to model the cut geometry you inserted in the beginning. And if that screening project runs, you can also do some kind of manual optimization. So you do your initial comparison. After that, you modify a parameter, for example, the number of blades, and see how that affects the global efficiency. And by that, you can increase, decrease the number of blades, or modify other parameters. And by that, step by step, you reach some, let's say, manually optimized result. And how that looks like in FineDesign 3D, we have an example case here, a screening of an axial compressor. You can easily switch from turbo to open templates or to marine if you want to simulate ships. But here we have the turbo case. We have autoblade as a parametric modeler. We can also switch to accent or to an external modeler. We are generating the mesh with AutoGrid, simulating with Fine Turbo, and post-processing with CFU. Here we have 3 operating points, which we all include, and they are based on an initial Fine Turbo simulation. If we want to change parameters manually, we have here under parametric model all the parameters possible. If I want to see the effect of different number of blades, I would change the value 36 to another value, for example 35 or 37. For the post-processing, we have a couple of global quantities we can already select, but if the quantity you are interested in is not here, you can also add user-defined macros, which you can import here. And then you basically start the process here, which would be the screening. If everything runs smooth, you can duplicate that project, generate a database, and later do an optimization as it is prepared already here. So that was it for today, a short introduction to the screening project in FineDesign 3D. Please let us know if you have questions, and otherwise just see you next time. Thank you.